I rise today to urge the reauthorization of the Violence Against Women Act. In 1994, this very important law became law. It was groundbreaking for women, for law enforcement, for local advocacy organizations who received the resources they needed to better protect victims of abuse. It empowered us to combat domestic and dating violence and to prevent sexual assault and stalking. The Violence Against Women Act has improved the criminal justice system's ability to keep victims safe and to hold perpetrators accountable. It's been a valuable tool for so many women, so many children, so many families, and law enforcement to make sure that we can keep people safe. It's vital that we ensure that these services remain intact. Last year, the law expired. Critical efforts that help women and their children protect themselves from domestic violence and stalking and now cyber threats continue only on a short-term basis. As a husband, as a father of 3 daughters and a daughter-in-law, and as a United States Senator, I find any further delay of reauthorization of the Violence Against Women Act to be simply unacceptable. Our mothers, our sisters, our daughters deserve more protection and security and less of the political bickering. In 2011, there were 38,000 reported cases of domestic violence in Ohio. Of course, many, many more than that, thousands more, we think, that went unreported. Women live, as do children, with fear and pain. These women live with the fear and pain of their partner's physical and emotional abuse. It's because of the Violence Against Women Act that they have somewhere to turn. It's because of that law that when they do, they have the help to escape violent relationships and the support to seek legal representation when they need to. It's why authorizing the Violence Against Women Act is so important. Women's shelters, domestic violence centers clearly would have trouble existing without this law. These are the very organizations that connect women with legal help, emergency housing, transportation, and lock services. They help with primary prevention programs so children grow up learning the importance of healthy and safe relationships. And the Violence Against Women Act is about assisting law enforcement officials who place themselves in danger when they investigate and prosecute cases of abuse and violence. Reauthorizing the Violence Against Women Act would invest in state grant programs like the Grants to Encourage Arrest Policies and Enforcement Protection Order programs that help law enforcement respond to assault crimes. And the bill provides tools for law enforcement, victim service providers, and court personnel to identify better and manage high-risk offenders and prevent domestic violence homicides. Reauthorizing the Violence Against Women Act is long overdue. It's time to stand up for women in this country so they're no longer subject to neglect and abuse and the law's inaction. I urge my Senate colleagues to reauthorize finally after the opposition I don't even understand from a number of my most conservative colleagues, how important it is to reauthorize one of the most important pieces of legislation affecting women in our country. Madam President, I suggest the absence of a quorum.